Okay, ready for game 2 between the turn 1 victory fleet against treasure traders. So turn 1 victory, red, black for the traders. Okay, so traders go first this time, which is solid because they went second last time. So it'll introduce a little bit of differences in the setup and home island selection, things like that. So place islands. And first we have to decide about mysterious islands. So the T1B, turn 1 victory, they want MIs and the other fleet doesn't. So we'll roll that off as well to see who gets what they want. Okay, so opposite of last time. Traders will go first and no mysterious islands. So not really any need to do it randomly in that case. So because they're all going to be generic islands. So, okay. I'm going to place the first one there for the traders. And then turn 1 victory. It's going to go, they want islands as close as possible. They know their last island is probably going to be 6L away. So the enemy is farther away from islands to start the game, which should help them, at least somewhat. And then, all right. Trader's fleet knows that, so they might go a little bit north with this island pick, just to make it a little bit harder to place one full 6L away from any other island. So, Trader's fleet, fourth one to 3L there. Actually, 3L at least for this one. Yeah. All right. So fifth island. It's gonna be the traders. Probably gonna go down here. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to play. I don't think any. Well, maybe over here is 6. No, it's not gonna be 6L from that one. So, yeah, they're gonna place one. Traders are gonna go 3L down here, and last island to be placed by turn 1 victory, which I think is gonna be in the northwest corner. Northeast is probably gonna be closer to that one. They're gonna kind of have these two. It's northeast, northwest are gonna be way out here. It's kind of hard to get at, but that's all right. Make it work. 4. Go pretty much max distance way up there in the corner, just a little more than 4L. So couldn't get a full 6, but probably the best spot for it. So choosing home islands, terrain first. So terrain, I think they're going to keep the votes the same. Yeah, turn 1 victory is going to vote for 3, and then treasure traders is going to go vote for 4. So we'll roll that off as well. All right. Yeah, this is complete opposite. I think every roll is the opposite of game 1. So that's kind of nice. So 3 terrain placed per player. So they're going to put, they might plop a reef. What do you think about this? They're probably just going to go fog. Yeah, I think the fog is too valuable not to place it for turn 1 victory. They're going to place one right between those 3. And then it's a trader's fleet. They kind of think they're probably going to go in the northwest up there. Based on that, they might place yeah, that's an ugly home island location. Probably use Hidden Cove this game. Based on that, they're probably going to put turn 1 victory down here, because if they're here, close to both of those. So yeah, they'll probably place them in the southwest. So in that case, they're gonna plop Sargasso, I think S away from this island here, and leave it at that. So the next one, yeah, turn 1 victory. They kind of want to put a reef here, but they also kind of want more fog too. They do like the idea of a fog bank like here. I think they like that better. Yeah. They almost wouldn't mind placing 4 now, but they got their vote for 3. So, all right. So 4th terrain, placed by the traders. Oh, they should do whirlpools, because they can easily take advantage of those. Yeah. So that's they might not use Hidden Cove. They can whirlpool out. They can one action into the whirlpool, and then the second one to come out which is probably going to be, they could try to hit these 2 islands on the first turn, or they might be able to just cut off the other fleet. I think this is a fleet mismatch. I think turn 1 victory totally has the capability to beat the Trader's fleet, but they almost have to go first and get a good treasure distribution, and preferably dock a mysterious island on turn 1 as well. I think their strategy is valid and can work, but it's just against other competitive fleets, I think it's too dependent on like setup luck and these early die rolls. That's my, I mean, just based on how this is going, I don't think they're going to win this game either, but we'll see. So, it's like a great concept in theory, winning on the first round before your opponent even goes, but this just relies on too much luck, I think. Okay, so that's 5 there. So last train be placed by turn 1 victory. They see though, yeah, they kind of see where this is going. They might actually place the enemy home island here instead, so that way they can't get to whirlpools. Actually, yeah, maybe the other fleet should have placed a whirlpool in between, but whatever. I mean, they're still kind of close to that when they get placed there. So, so turn 1 victory. They are still thinking about potentially having to sabotage their fleet if they're ahead. But I think they're still going to put an iceberg down just for that possibility. So that's 3 per player. So we're going to stick with that for the terrain setup. Now we come to choosing home islands. So the second player, which is turn 1 victory in this case, will choose the home island location of the first player, which would be the Trader's fleet. So they got to make sure they make a decent decision here. Yeah, now if they place them here, they can just, yeah, that's going to be ugly. So they're going to, I think they have to place them here then pretty much. They could go here, but that's kind of close to those other ones. So they'll try that. So in that case, they're going to place their ships accordingly. Now is when Trader's fleet can think about hitting Cove. If they want that. I don't think they do though. I think they're going to get here with Horde and here with Cassandra. And then that island, they're going to kind of have that in their back pocket for later in the game if they need it. So with LSS, yeah, they're going to, yeah, both of these can explore nearby islands on turn 1. So they're actually totally fine with that. So basically they're going to explore here and here instead of there and there on turn 1, which is slightly better for turn 1 victory, I guess, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see if there's any treasures here when turn 1 victory starts going. So, but actually they might not even place them. They might be placed up here now. Yeah, this is an ugly situation. Yeah, I think they might place them. Now the Trader's fleet goes, and now they can actually place the turn 1 victory fleet where they thought they were going to place Traders. They'll probably do that. I mean, Cove is going to jump them like crazy. They can assume that they're going to see hidden Cove again, which is just going to vault the Banshee's Cry into the southern hemisphere of this ocean, no matter what. So, and then the whirlpool is actually, that could actually benefit them. They do a Micron and crew on the Banshee's Cry, so it's kind of ugly. They might actually still go here, I think. Based on that, yeah, I think they might. I think they're still going to go here. So kind of an interesting little terrain metagame there, but I think it's going to end up this way. So, all right. So in that case, Banshee's Cry. So we start dock there. Lowest Justice. Go right here. Well, she might as well go out here. Yeah, and then Patagonia is going to be here. Not too worried about the iceberg. If anything, she wants to be close to the iceberg. But okay, I think that works pretty well for the setup. So placing crew, the Trader's fleet would place theirs first, so they've got Hag on Jolly Mon, and they're going to use it to bring in Helmsman on Neptune's Horde, and then Pirate Oarsman for the home island. It doesn't look like they'll need Hidden Cove, so they're going to bring in helmsman on Cassandra, just like in the first game. So, alright. So, yeah, I think that should work fine. And then +5 for the other fleet, turn 1 victory. They want to bring in mermaids, but with the sack options in the other fleet, it doesn't look like they're going to be undocked at any point. You can only play mermaids against the non-docked ship. So they're going to use Bratley. I think they're bringing in the same ones. So these would have already been on their home island for placing crew at the start. And then they would get the +5 to bring in Hidden Cove. And then I think probably the same. The other crew probably the same. Or they could bring in a ship actually. So they might try that. So they could get Mermaid and just not have the other oarsmen. I think that might be the better, probably the better play. For the 3 points, yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to trade all these oarsmen away. I think they're not gonna go with the extra cursed oarsmen on the home island and the extra English oarsmen on the Patagonia. I think they're gonna not use those, and they're instead gonna get the mermaid ship to potentially try to get some treasure, help their logistics. All right, start of game 2 between the turn 1 victory fleet and treasure traders. Turn 1 victory did add mermaid instead of a couple oarsmen for their last points of their fleet via the +5. And so we've got the iceberg roll to start the game. Traders go first. So the iceberg does not move. And I'm just gonna do the crew reveals. Nothing too surprising here. I'm actually just gonna put these oarsmen out of play as well, because the Horde and Cassandra, they're both definitely sacking. They're both gonna get to islands. So have a feeling this game could be pretty quick, but we'll see. If the treasure distribution luck is a bit different. I think, let's see which one I want to go first. I think I want to try Cassandra first. If she gets, based on, so they know the UTs that happened last game. They could have swapped them out, but they're assuming they probably wouldn't. So if she gets Maps of Alexandria and Carmen Idol now, she could use that to wipe out negatives here. So Horde's captain survives that trip. So I think Cassandra's gonna go first. So that's one action. Sack for the second action. You get Don Pedro Gilbert. He has the treasure trading ability as well. So we'll see what we get here. Mark the island explored. Take a look at these goodies. Oh wow, interesting. All right, so Pirata Codex, Plague, Natives, and a Silver 6. So that should work out just fine for them. So the Codex, when revealed, remove all face-up treasure from the game. So they're going to choose to apply that first once all 3 have been revealed. So that wipes the negatives, and there's only 1 coin left, but she'll load that. She's also going to use the spying ability to take a peek at the cursed crew on Lowe's Justice. She sees it's a Silver Explorer. She saw the others last game. She sees the factions are the same. So they've seen most of the crew on the Lowe's Justice. So they can see, and they see the silver too, so they can tell that Lowe's Justice is trying to get +4 to silver coins, basically. So Neptune's Horde is going to head out, 1 action. Second action, see where she wants to dock. She knows Banshee's Cry is probably going to cove to this island, unless there's no treasure on it. After this explore action, she just wants to make it harder for Banshee's Cry to cove here and then dock here, which is possible, but I don't know if she can really get, she can't get quite the range. That's L, S, schooner, stern turn, slide into the island. She's got an explorer as well. She's gonna dump the token and take a look at what she's got here. So she's got a gold 3, pirate globe, missionary, and a 3. Okay. So the missionary she doesn't want. She wants the enemy fleet to have it. So she's going to toss that away, trade it to this island before any have to be applied or loaded. She'll just take the top one here, which is Maps of Alexandria. So the globe and the maps have the same effect. So all treasure revealed. So this island just got sabotaged. It was pretty good. Holy Water, Missionary, 6-3. That's going to put the other silver 6 up here. So up here we've got Karmic Idol, 2 gold 3s. Or yeah, the other 6 was there. Sorry, my bad. So 2 gold 3s, the silver 3, and the Karmic Idol in the far northwest corner. So these are removed. Let me make sure the maps are removed as well, just like the globe. Yep. Yeah. Then remove Maps of Alexandria from the game. Sweet. So nice turn for them. And utilize the treasure trading. Flip the missionary where the enemy might go. And now Neptune's Horde. She has to flip her remaining oarsmen so it doesn't take up space, but she is able to load both of the gold 3s. They don't have enough to win based on that. They've got 12 on their ships right now. So even if they get home with all of it next turn, they still have to get a little more. But there is 9 up there. So it's still looking pretty good. So, can't build a fort. No more actions. Jollymon doesn't really want to go anywhere. So they'll end their turn there. Got the iceberg roll for turn 1 victory. Start them off. Nothing. So Hidden Cove is interesting. So it says, beginning of one of your turns, dock a ship at the nearest unexplored wild island, or the nearest wild island with no treasure on it. So that's where it's going to get interesting. They might have to whirlpool, I think, and send treasure home. At least it would take out the missionary. So they can pick. So they could dock here, but of course they don't want to at all. So the nearest unexplored wild island is this one, but they don't have any way to deal with the missionary. So it would kill Captain Jack Sparrow before they can trade treasure home. Because Holy Water should only be enemy. I don't think it applies to UTs. Let's just make sure. It's nice they can see it. This is another benefit of getting the Maps of Alexandria revealed early. So no enemy ability can affect the ship or her crew. But Missionary is not an enemy ability. It's just a UT. That wouldn't help. So even though it was contributed by the enemy. So I think what they should do is basically they have to cove here or there. So they'll probably cove here, take the whirlpool, and cove, get into the northwest. And they'll still be able to dock and explore there, so that's good. And theoretically, they can win based on those coins. So this could be a bit of a race. This could actually be a little closer than I initially thought. So that's cool. I think they'll probably try that. They're not going to win if they trigger the missionary, so they're going to go far away. So Hidden Cove gets flipped. Cry is docked here. Absolutely not exploring. She goes into the whirlpool. She comes out right there. Roll for damage. 4. So she has to lose a master of crew basically. So she'll lose her face down oarsman. No problem. And now Micron gives her another action to explore. The problem right now is Horde can double action through this whirlpool and hit her. So they're probably going to build a fort, I think. They're going to go L and then back into the island like that. And then she reveals her Explorer and Captain Jack Sparrow, of course. So we can mark this as an island that they've explored. And we're going to trigger the Karmic Idol. That takes out the missionary, which is fun. But it could be bad because that opens it up to the other fleet. They might want to go there more now with the missionary gone. So the crew, so the UTs are gone already, similar to the first game. They're going to trade home with Captain Jack Sparrow. They're going to trade a silver 3 to Loa's Justice. So that's there. Lowest Justice's face-down oarsman is go to the island, and now via the free transfer rules, Banshee's Cry is immediately going to load that oarsman, still face down. So, and then Lowest Justice is going to explore the home island. The bonus is trigger, whether it's docking or exploring to unload, per the code, what Wolf has said. So she gets her triple bonus. So the 3 gets plussed up to 7. So they are winning right now, but it might not matter too much. So they're gonna do separate coins for different bonuses. So +2 via Jenny, +1 for Powder Pete, +1 for Silver Explorer. So they're gonna put those coins there. And I'm using the exception rule in the pirate code. You saw the tournament 3 video, I think I mentioned it there, where they can fleets gold bonus. Gold is available for forts, for home island raiding, all that stuff. So we're gonna use one of those to build a fort, but not yet. So Mermaid still has an action, so she's probably gonna head east. Might as well. She'll be vulnerable to the Neptune's Horde, but she kind of wants to present Neptune's Horde with like a bait option. I mean, Neptune's Horde's not going to hit. She'd hit Banshee's Cry, but she's just going to kind of be there to distract her a tiny bit and try to get some of this gold eventually. So that's two actions for Banshee's Cry. Yeah, that's 3, 4. That's all 4 actions they can give. But they're going to also... Banshee's Cry doesn't want to load the other treasures from the island. So yeah, because they're going to build a fort to put them in. So, but Lowest Justice will load via the free transfer rules. She's going to load another face-down pirate oarsman, and I think that's pretty much it. But they are going to build a fort. They can build pirate or English forts. So I think they're going to build Dead Man's Point. They don't really want to spend 5 gold on the Devil's Maw. They want to go with the cheap option, and Devil's Maw, Dead Man's Point has cargo wrecking as well, which is nice. So I guess theoretically, if they use the 3 to build a fort and it's destroyed, they could get the bonus again on it. So I guess they'll use the silver 3 to build a fort. That's kind of an interesting thing. So Dead Man's Point, I'm going to rearrange the flags a tiny bit just to make this more optimal against the enemy. If Neptune's Horde shows up, and she might not, this might actually deter them, I don't know yet. It'll be an interesting thought process on the other turn. I'm going to leave these coins outside the fort just so they're easier to access. So they're technically in it, but there's 9 gold on the island right now. So, okay. So pretty good turn. It's not going to be as quick of a game as I thought. Turn 1 victory is able to pivot pretty well, but we'll see what happens for this next turn. So, Trader's Fleet got a roll for the Iceberg. You get a 2, so it's going to move, and it's got a 3. It's going to move away from the T1B home island, and Dead Man's Point right there. And so traders, Cassandra's, this is interesting. He has some sack food left, but it's not going to last super long. What's crazy is Neptune's Horde might be able to ram and shoot the Cry without being in fort range. I think she still would be. At least 2 cannons would probably be in range no matter what. Maybe a 3rd if she doesn't ram right at the stern. So she can go through here, sack on the other side, and then slam the Cry and try to get... if she gets both hits, she could just sink her. Even 1 hit with Jonah and then a ram could be pretty nasty. And she can board. I don't think they can resist. The problem there is fort returning fire will take out cargo. So they can think about the clock too, not the chess clock, but the the UPS clock. So 3 here, they can trade home the other 2 3s. They know they're both 3s. All treasure stays face up on the Wild Islands. So if they trade those 2 home, they can't trigger them more than half. So that would be 9. They basically have 12 and 3 for 15. So if both gold 3s get plussed up individually by lowest justice, that's 6 per coin times 2 is 12 plus 3. Or no, they have 4. Sorry, my bad. So they have 4 on their home island. So that would be enough. So if they transfer both home, so they can trade home both next turn, but they can't unload both. So this is ugly. I think they have to attack Banshee's Cry. So she's going to trade home a 3. It's going to be plussed up for 6 total. They're going to be at 10. And then she's going to trade home another one that lowest justice will just hang on to for the round after this one. So I don't think they can, and they only have 12 on their ships, and they're not going to be able to get, I don't think they can get that 6, that silver 6. I don't know if they can get that home before the end of the next round when turn 1 victory takes their 3rd turn. Yeah, because the whirlpool is not going to help them much getting back, maybe a little bit. They'd have to sack just to get there this turn. And then either way, it's going to take them a couple turns to get home. So I think they got to attack. So I'll do Cassandra first. Probably sack to get home, I guess. Or they could just try to secure this. I mean, Mermaid's not going to get there yet, but they also have to anticipate if the game ends. They want to make sure they have more gold. So yeah, they gotta, well, actually, maybe Neptune's Horde will go first then. I was gonna do Cassandra first, but I guess if this attack goes poorly, that might change what Cassandra wants to do. And speaking of Cassandra, she's gonna look at, okay, so Micron would definitely be revealed. She's gonna look at the face down Pirate Oarsman on the lowest justice and the one on Banshee's Cry. So she sees that both those oarsmen are what they are. So nothing too interesting. So that was spying for this turn and last T1B turn on the first round. So Neptune's Horde is gonna go for it. She can't really dump the coins because that would take an explore action just to drop them back off. So it's gonna go through the whirlpool with her full cargo hold, come out right here, and then roll for damage. So she really wants this to be a good roll here. Okay, so she loses something. That sucks. Probably gonna lose. That's a tough one because then there's cargo wrecking on the fort. Let me think about. So if she rams, she's gonna ram like right there. She's gonna have. I think she's gonna have 3 in range. So let me just make sure here. So yeah, she rams. Yeah, that cannon's going to be in range of the hull. The Cry. Yeah. So she might take out her 4th mast. It's not going to be. Oh, actually, it would be. Yeah. I think she's going to ditch the Explorer. She doesn't want to ditch Oarsman or a coin. She's going to take out the Explorer. But she wants all her firepower. She's going to try to sink the Cry right now. So we'll try that. So yeah, it's based on the schooner. Even if you use the overlap, which I wouldn't use that rule, even with that, she's got all 4, from what I can tell. I know it's like impossible to see at this angle, but so she's got 4 cannons in range. So Cry has no defenses. So Neptune's Horde with Havana Black for sack and for captain. It's gonna, or yeah, actually she had to sack. Yeah, before I forget, so she had to sack the oarsman for that move action after she lost the explorer via the whirlpool. So she sacked to move. So she's down to 2 crew, but she's going for it. So need 4s or higher. So blasting away the Cry. I don't think there's any reason not to sink it. They know she's got an oarsman, and yeah. So Jonah's ability would trigger on the first hit. All right, so let's do this here. Okay, so 3 hits. So either way, it's going to be sunk. I'm just going to check something. Actually, an interesting situation because per Wolf, a recent ruling at the Rules Thread Pirates of Ben talked about how timing issues defer to the current player, which is the Trader's Fleet. So their second hit will sink Banshee's Cry. They get to choose whether or not the roll is made for Jonah on the hit that sinks the ship. So I'm going to roll for the first one. So the first hit dismasted Banshee's Cry. We have to roll for Jonah's ability. So nothing there. 5 or 6 to trigger it. And they're going to choose... Yeah, they might want to sack that crew or something. So they're going to choose to trigger it. Because Mermaid can't load Captain Jack Sparrow. They could actually use him. So yeah, they're going to choose to roll for Jonah's ability on the sinking hit. So nothing happens. All right, so Banshee's Cry is sunk. The crew gone. So that probably destroys the hopes of the turn 1 victory fleet, but we'll see how things go. So, okay. Now, still have Cassandra. So she's gonna head home, I think. Well, they know they still need to get more gold. And I don't know if they want to. Neptune's Horde might not be in shape to fight the fort. So I think Cassandra actually needs to go here, and she's gonna zip over there and make sure they get enough gold here sooner rather than later. 3. She will sack her second oarsman. Let's move 3 more S's. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't quite get there, but she will next turn. Just wants to beat the mermaid there, basically. Alright, and then no action for Alimon, and they'll end their turn. Go to the iceberg roll. Turn 1 victory fleet. Nothing there. And alright, so they're gonna do the fort. Try to get some vengeance for the Cry sinking. They actually have all 4 in range. So the first one is going to shoot the far left. It's going to shoot first because that's in range of the jib, but not the hull of the ship. So that way, if they shot the others first, they could take out the jib and not have that last cannon in range. So, and then this third one is in range of the hull, or like the prow, basically, the front part of the deck. So left to right, shooting Dead Man's Point against Neptune's Horde. So no defenses. So every hit eliminates cargo. So it's going to be pretty nasty. You need 4s or higher. So okay. So their bad luck continues. Just 1 for 4. And so Neptune's Horde can take out her back mast. I think she's just going to head out. She could put 6 shots on the fort on her turn, but she'd have to sack the helmsman to do it. And I think they'd rather get their path to victory from this gold rather than the fort gold. So that does eliminate cargo. So let me think if they want to eliminate a treasure. So they know they have 6 on Cassandra. They're about to pick up another 9. So they can actually afford to lose a 3 coin. So they're going to do that. They're going to toss a 3 overboard to keep the helmsman. Because they know they're just trying to get it'll be 18 basically. Trying to get 15 and then 3. So they're fine with that. It's going to be really hard for their fleet to get any more, I think. So yeah, Mermaid can't get to that gold, and she knows it. So she might as well just try to go to the fort, bring that silver 3 back home and plus it up. Yeah, this is ugly. All right, so they're going to go like that. They do have Micron at least. So yeah, I guess they could dock here, but they know Cassandra has an explorer, and she might actually attack them, so they're actually not going to bother. So Micron might not be used, maybe they might go into the fog actually. Trying to think how they should do this. I mean, Mermaid could board Cassandra out of the fog after she gets a coin but it's just so unlikely to work. If she goes through the whirlpool now, Neptune's Horde can probably hit her without getting into the fort's range. Actually, it might be tough. I think it's going to be tough for them, actually. Neptune's Horde really doesn't want to lose any more cargo. I think they will use Micron to get Mermaid up right there. And that way, because that way if Neptune's Horde attacks her, the fort's probably going to be in range again. So, alright, so they're going to hedge their bets that Horde probably won't continue attacking pretty much. So, and then Lowe's Justice, I don't think she should move. She's just S. She's not going to get anywhere fast enough. She wants to stay at home in case Mermaid can bring home a coin to plus up. So I think they'll probably, yeah, they'll end there. And we'll go back to traders for the iceberg roll. So nothing. And then Cassandra, free to explore here. So she's gonna, might take the whirlpool back. Probably not. We'll see. So she's gonna go S, S, S to dock. And she's got her explorer. So she's going to use that, grab these coins. So now she has 15 gold aboard, 2 silver 6s and a 3. So almost enough to win right there. And then, now she can actually sack right now. So she'll probably do that just to get home faster. She'll stay docked. She'll sack next turn. Actually, she'll probably... she is wary of that mermaid ram. She's going to sack the explorer now and go into the fog. That way she at least keeps her coins safe this upcoming enemy turn. So then she starts making progress towards home. And then Neptune's Horde, I think she should just run. She could attack and do damage, but they still need her 3 to get more than half, more than 15. So she's just going to go home and drop that off, basically. She might be in ramming range of Mermaid. Nope, not quite. Okay. Not quite. So, all right. Yeah, they like that there. So, they're going to stick with their plan. So, it goes back to turn 1 victory. Rolling for Iceberg. Nothing. And then Mermaid's going to dock. She can actually load the 3 because one of the gold 3s can stay in the fort, so she's going to load the silver 3. That fleet has already explored the island, so she can just take that. And then with Micron, they can immediately go home with it, or at least closer to home. Yeah, she only has 1 cargo space, so it's going to be slow to unload all this. And then she'd have to, even if she can board an enemy for gold, she'll only get 1 of their coins. So Micron, to give an action, go through the whirlpool. Oh, she didn't roll for damage last turn. So they might be screwed, actually. So let's see. Yeah, I didn't roll for whirlpool last turn for Mermaid. So let's do last round. Okay, so she's safe there. Now she's got to come back through. Yeah, this is ugly. I guess they'll risk it, because if they don't, it's going to take way longer. So they'll risk it, see what happens. Okay, so they're safe. They're safe again. So they got lucky there. All right, that works out. And then Lowe's Justice, no real point. All right, so they're gonna stick with that. Turn it over, whirlpool roll, or iceberg, I should say. Nothing, and then this might be it pretty much. Do Cassandra Fog, 1. All right, so not the best exit location, but it's all right. So 1, 2, 3. She sacks the Houndsman. She doesn't get there, so she'll just go there, I think. Mermaid. Yeah, Mermaid she wants to play for a ram, but she can't get there, so. And she doesn't have space for a 6, so. Actually, she wouldn't even get the 6, because it's loser chooses. No house rule here for boarding, so. All right, so Neptune's Horde gets home with her 3, dumps it. She'll load this oarsman from the home island just for kicks. And then I think that's all they want to do. So next fleet, iceberg, turn 1 victory, nothing. And then, so they're just gonna 2 actions for mermaid. 1, 2, 3. Second action to touch lowest justice, who explores for the coin, but that's her action for the turn, so it's not automatically unloaded. It's pretty much all they can do, I think. So roll for iceberg, nothing, and then this will end it with Cassandra coming home. 2, 3, sack her Helmslin to get home with the winning treasure. So now they've got 6 and 6 for 12, plus another 6 total. 18 gold for them, and then 4, well, the fort counts. So 10 for the turn 1 victory fleet. Now that we have an endgame trigger, we still count the fort gold. So we've got both silver 6s for the traders fleet, along with a couple 3s. So they total 18. And then we've got 10 gold. Yeah, 4 and 6, yeah. 10 gold total for the turn 1 victory fleet. So a little bit less of a blowout than game 1, but still clear treasure trader victory. So now they've won both games, so they'll advance to round 2. And they were able to win the first game despite not going first and having the mysterious islands in play. And then this game actually didn't win by as much, but they were able to use the treasure trading effectively, avoid missionary, make this island worse as a result, force the cry to go up there, and then they hit her while she was up there, so she couldn't trade more than that initial first coin home. So pretty nice victory by treasure traders, and shows how good of a fleet it is. And yeah, like I said earlier, I think turn 1 victory, they're too dependent on luck. I'm still excited about the fleet idea, and I want to do it more. I still want to play it again in the future, but it's just too dependent on luck. You almost have to go first and get the right. I mean, at least against a really competitive fleet, which treasure traders looks really good. So props to Gazer Beam for coming up with it. So the turn 1 victory fleet almost has to go first, and then have mysterious islands and get like a good treasure distribution. So they got trashed in the first game via the distribution, and then here going second, it's hard to compete when they can't trade coins home immediately. So they couldn't do that in either game, basically. So it's hard to make up the difference. And then once the cry gets hit, they can't really, it's hard to win. It's not out of the question, but they'd have to get really lucky, or they'd have to have like another ship in play or something. So anyway, kind of a luck dependent fleet idea, I think. So maybe not quite as competitive as I thought, but almost like a weird, almost like a gimmick, an extreme UPS gimmick fleet. So anyway, feel free to comment below what you thought of this matchup and which fleets you think will win going forward. So this does make a round 2 matchup clear. So HMS GT UPS will face treasure traders in the first matchup of round 2, which is basically the semifinals in an 8-fleet tournament. So feel free to comment on who you think will win that matchup. I think it'll be pretty intense competition. Both fleets are really good. So we'll say bye to my turn 1 victory fleet for now. Might see it again in the future. But other than that, thanks again for watching. Feel free to check out the affiliate links in the description below to support the channel and my site, Pirates with Ben. Feel free to like and comment, and then subscribe for more T3 games. Thanks again.